Hello, welcome to my Spice Spirit Suffer and Shiksha channel. Today I am going to give you a clear concept of active and passive voice. How we will find a voice is active. If you find a voice is active, then you can convert that active voice into passive voice. First you have active voice, then you can convert it into passive. So when a sentence has object, then that verb we call it transitive verb, and this transitive verb has two voices. One is active voice, another is passive voice. So active voice, what you have to see, that is, first you have to see the subject. So subject or thing, whatever may be the person or things, the subject may be a person, may be anything, denoted by that person or thing denoted by the subject is said to do something to something else. So that person or thing is directly doing the action to something else, whatever may be. It may be a person, thing, or whatever may be. So if you see the example, Jacob punished the dog. So here the subject is Jacob. He is doing directly the action that is punished. Whom? The dog. So this dog is the object. So this verb is transitive verb, and this verb is having an object. So this is active voice, we call it. And this active voice you can convert into passive. So next we come to the passive. So if you see here, Jacob did something something that is punished to the dog. So did something to the dog. So here dog is the object and he is doing something, that is, he is punishing that dog. Now, or whatever punished the dog. Now this sentence means active voice you can change into passive. So in passive voice, person or thing is said to suffer something. That means this person or thing is the object of the verb. So in passive, this object become the subject and subject become the object. So in passive, the person or thing is said to suffer. So here who is suffering here or suffer? This dog. So here this dog suffer. So this dog suffers. So so said to suffer something from whom? Something else. Here something else is Jacob. Something else may be person or thing. So here I have used a person, Jacob. So from Jacob he is receiving this suffering. So object becomes the subject here, that is the person or thing. So here the dog I have used as object. So dogs comes here and he is suffer from something else, that here something else is Jacob. So if you see the example, the dog was punished. The format will be like this: the dog was punished by Jacob. So here the dog suffered something from Jacob. Got it? It is clear. Next. Now there is some exception also. So not only the transitive verb is having active, you can active voice and you can change that active to passive, but some intransitive verb also you can change to passive. So for that you need a cognate object. So an intransitive verb is not used in the passive voice unless it takes a cognate object in the active. So cognate object means what? Has this derived from same root or etymologically related. So you will see that two words, that verb and another word, have same root. If you see this example, they ran a race. So race cannot go without ran. For race, ran is required. So they have the same root here. So they ran a race. So if you find this type of cognate object, that is race, here is the cognate object. They ran a race, and this race has the same root of ran. So they ran a race. Here's active, and this active you continue to passive. A race was run by them. So similarly, this type of word like sing a song, fought a good fight, lived long life. So we find this type of same root type related with each other, this type of word if you find in a sentence, then though it is an intransitive verb, but since it has a cognate object, so you can change into passive. Otherwise, other intransitive verb you can't change into passive, because there was no object, cognate object. Only some for completion or giving of the sentence they have used some word, but that word is not at all a object. That word have no relation with the verb also, no same root, not having the same root also. So when a sentence is changed from the active form to the passive, the object of the active verb becomes the subject of the passive verb. So simply if you remember like this way, object in passive, object become the subject and subject becomes the object. So here object is race, and in passive this race becomes subject in the passive and they becomes object here in the passive. The active this they, and the form you have to change if it is pronoun is used. So it is clear to you. Next, the sentence structure and the verb structure in active and passive I'm showing here. Then I will show you the example also. So active voice, subject plus first form of the verb, that is V1 plus s or es plus object. So s or es according to the subject you have to use in the verb. So add s or es. If it is singular or plural, according to the subject, singular, plural, you have to use s or es with the V1 form of the verb. Plus subject is there. This is the active format. Next, if you change this format to passive, then object come here in the subject position, and is, am, are, be verb plus the V3 form of the verb, and the keyword by you can use. Sometimes it is optional, means you may or may not if you won't use this, but main thing is the verb you have to use the passive form. So here if you means by is not required always in some sentences, so you give or may not give plus the subject. So subject comes in the object position. Now next is do, does. So according to the subject, singular, plural, do, does is used, and if it is negative sentence, not is used plus V1 plus object. Now object comes to the subject position, and is, am, are, and plus the negative form not if you use, if it is a negative sentence, plus V3 by keyword you can use or you may not if it is not required that much, and subject comes in the object position. Now if it is a question sentence, then does plus subject comes after the verb, subject comes plus V1, then object, then question mark at the end. Or in the passive format, according to the singular, plural of the object, if you use is, am, with the first person you have to use, and are according to the plural. So is, are plural, and am for the first person. So is, am, are plus the object, means object comes in the subject position plus V3 plus by the keyword You may or may not use, sometimes you won't require it, but you can use it, no problem. But plus subject and this question mark you have to give for the question sentence. So it is clear, this format of the sentence. Now according to the format, if you see the examples, so he is singular, so in the present form of the verb, here we used s. Here we add s at the end of the V1 verb, a novel. So novel is the object. So no, object comes to the subject position. Novel is read. Here read, read. So read is the first form. Second form is read. Third form of the verb, read. So according to the pronunciation, same spelling, pronunciation is different. So this is the V3 form of the verb. Now he does not, so not is the does, we use es added because here singular subject, and he does negative sign, not we use cook food. So does not cook food. So food is the object, here comes is, food is singular, so here is we used, is not cooked by him. He, the pronoun form change here. Now the question sentence, does he purchase books? Now books is plural, this object becomes the subject in passive, so are, we have to use, are books purchased by him, so he becomes him. Now active, they grow plants, plants are grown by them. Active, she teaches me. I am, so am we use with the first person. I have shown you in the structure. So the be form of the verb is, am, are there. So here since it is me, so in the passive we have to use me becomes the subject. So subject form of me, we cannot use here me here in the passive form, but the pronoun you have to change, as me becomes I. Both are first person, but the form you have to change. So I am taught, this is the third form of the verb, teach, taught by her. So grow, grew, grown, grown is the third form. So purchase, purchased, third form. Cook, cooked, third form, cooked. So in this way you have to change. So I think this video, if you like it, subscribe, share, and in my next video I will also post on this active passive voice, different type of tenses, how different types of tenses is used when you change from active to passive. So according to tense, continuous tense, perfect tense. So in this way I will show in that, because in one video it will be lengthy, that's why here just simple sentence, the basic idea I've given you, and in my next video I will show you how you will change from active to passive using different tenses. So the verb format of those tenses. So I give you a clear idea. So I end here today. Thank you. If you like it, share it and subscribe it so that you can get my video. And I think though it in a simple way I have given you an idea, and I think it will be helpful for you for speaking and writing English. Thank you once again.